It's Troy Stewart here. I got a fishing Senkos 101 video. Right here I got a Senko. I think this is made by Big Bites Baits. I got it when it was on sale, and I don't know, I just wanted to try the color. It ended up not being that great of a color, so I decided I'm going to use this in a review because if I tear it up, putting the hooks in it and a bunch of stuff, I'm not going to, I don't know, ruin a good Senko like one of my Yum Senkos that I actually use a lot. So when fishing Senkos, there's multiple ways. 4 or 5 different ways that I can think of easily off the top of my head that you can fish these. You can fish them. One way, the most popular way, is you just take a little, what is that, octopus hook. This is one's offset. This is a Bass Pro Shops octopus hook. You get like 25 for like what, $5 or something like that. And you want to find the middle. You don't necessarily want to go put it in the smooth spot. You want to find the middle of the bait. It's going to be right about here, and that's ultimately where you want to put it when you're wacky rig hooking it. And what that's going to do is when it's falling, it's just going to be falling like this, kind of like not even necessarily swimming, it's just sinking. And then when you twitch it, it's going to snap like this, come up, and then it's going to open up. So we usually let it sink like next to some timber or something like that, then snap it up. That's probably the most common way. Another way that's really good, especially in early season, like spring, if you take this is a 4/0, I believe, and rig it like a fluke. What you're doing when you're rigging it like a fluke is you want to twitch it, let it fall for about 4 or 5 seconds. Twitch it, let it fall. What that's doing is that's pretty much putting it in their strike zone. You can get some reaction, like you want to twitch it a little slightly aggressively. It's not like you just want to barely twitch it. You want to twitch it a little bit like a Senko. What that's going to do is when you twitch it, it's going to dart from side to side. When it falls, it's probably, since the hook is a little heavier, it's going to fall. It usually falls about like this, because this is still more buoyant. It's going to fall like this, and when you twitch it, it snaps up. There's another way you can rig this if you're fishing like that, but you can just, this is a 1/16 or 1/8, and this is a 3/16 ounce. They're just bullet weights. That, you fish it Texas rigged. That has really good action because it falls like this, but you want to twitch it, let it fall, twitch it, let it fall. Not necessarily that fast. The biggest thing when you're fishing these is don't use an oversized hook. You can oversize a hook, especially wacky rig. This is a wacky rig hook that I found. This is right directly next to the Senko. That is way too big. Some people do like them that big, but I think that the fish can see it, and it affects the amount of strikes you get, especially from bigger, smarter fish. Then the colors for dirty water, you want to use blacks and blues, maybe some chartreuses, baby bass, things that can see. Chartreuse and dark green on the back. That's a really good color. I don't know, this might work in really stained, muddy water, like a lot of the lakes around here in Texas. For clear lakes, you want to use more of a pumpkin color, like this. This is, or not pumpkin, this is watermelon red flake, or maybe browns, watermelons, pumpkin green fleck. That's a really good color. The fish love it. Another thing when you're fishing is scent. Now, you want to make sure, like these Senkos, I'm probably not going to use this one because I've handled it a bunch, but these here have been just sitting around. I actually lost these, and I just found them a little bit ago, and they've been my mom's handled them and stuff, moving them from place to place, so they have a bunch of scent on them from humans. You don't want that on your baits because the bass, they can sense that. They can smell the scent, and if it doesn't smell like a natural prey, they are not going to want to eat it, and you'll get less strikes. Now, you'll still catch fish on these, just not as many. The rod I like to use, this is my drop shot / shaky head rod. This is a Johnny Morse Carbon Light. The specs on this says 7 foot, lure weight 1/8 to 1/2 ounce, line weight 4 to 12 pound, power medium, fast action rod. So this is a medium fast action rod. I have this on a Trident, I believe, This is the Trident ZX7 or GX7. Trident GX or Fluger. This is the Trident or the Shrine GX7 series, and it's made by Fluger. This is about a $40 reel and about a $100 rod. This rod is really sensitive. It's made by Bass Pro, so you can get their really good 2-year insurance for like, what, $19. So if you break it, or if anything but if it's stolen, they'll replace it. I have 8-pound test CR fluorocarbon red label because it's cheaper, and I replace my fluorocarbon a lot. Right now I got drop shot right on here. That's another way you can rig a Senko is on a drop shot, wacky or in the nose. I got a little itty Senko hook on here. Not Senko, drop shot hook. So the rod I like is 7 foot because 6'8" is a little bit just accurate, but you're not that good for pitching, especially with the spinning reel, and you don't get good leverage on the fish. Like if they get under the wood and stuff, you're not going to get really good leverage on keeping them out of the wood, especially with the medium action and 8-pound test. With 6'7" you don't get too good of accuracy. You get a long cast, but you don't get the best accuracy. When hook sets, you do get a lot of distance, and you do get a lot of leverage, but accuracy is not there, and accuracy is really important most of the time, like getting it right up against a pillar on a dock or something like that. And then 7 foot I think is perfect because it's got accuracy, it's got distance, and it's got a lot of leverage. And I like this rod a lot because the reel, if you can see here, the reel handle is not even touching the rod, and there's still spaces. So when I hold this, I go like this. I keep my finger up here. This little orange thing right here is just a little rubber band drop shot holder I made that you can take off. But I don't have that on there when I'm fishing. My actual drop shots, that's just for storage. And I have my finger up here, and as you can't see, but I always have my thumb touching there. This rod has amazing sensitivity, and you won't miss a thing. This is the weightless fluke. This just has a little slot. That's how you rig it. That's a 4/0 hook. So when you fish this one, you want to twitch it twice, let it fall a little bit, twitch it twice, let it fall a little bit. What that's doing is just darting side to side, and if a bass is sitting there, it sees that twitching, and it's a reaction strike, so it's a really good springtime bait. But if you do like a twitch or two, and then just let it fall like this, just twitch, let it fall, because it dives nose first, twitch, let it fall, twitch, twitch, let it fall, and you mix up the action of it, then it'll be a good non-reaction Senko with the weight. So when you fish this one, you really want to cast it out, let it sink. It sinks pretty fast because it's stream-like. And when you do a twitch, you want to do a long twitch and let it come up. Let me get the bait closer so you guys can see. When you do a long twitch, it brings it up a bit in the water column, and then when you let go, it just dives straight back down. So what that's doing is it's letting you zigzag in the bottom of the water column, and that puts it right in front of the bass's face the whole time. This is the wacky rig. As you can see, it's got a lot of action just by jigging it up and down. I'm just going to drop this one in for the testing. When you drop it in, it literally just sinks down slowly. And when you twitch it, it does that. You can also put a pinch weight on the hook, on the shank of the hook. That lets it sink a lot faster, and that makes it so you can cover more area faster. As you can see, when you snap it, it really just pretty much just folds in half. Bass just cannot stand that action. Thanks for tuning in.